Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Baking with Sharon. And this is our bloopers, the red velvet cake redemption. So thank you all for joining on this evening. So make sure when you join that you share that we're on, and make sure you like our page. If you go out to Baking with Sharon page, please like the page, and that way you'll be able to find the recipes a little bit easier, and also the videos. So please go out to Baking with Sharon page, and I will remind you all periodically as we go through on tonight. So as I mentioned, this is the redemption show. So what had happened was, when we were cleaning up last night, and I want to give a shout out to my brothers for helping out last night. They actually wanted to help me clean up, so I did not turn that down. But in the process of us cleaning up, we noticed that there was some butter on the counter, and we were like, why is that butter there? And we kept looking at each other, and we were going through the comments, and Winnie Brown, and thank you again, Winnie, she was asking the question. She said, no butter. So we're like, oh my gosh, we forgot to put the butter in the cake. So this is the redemption show. We're going to show you how the red velvet cake should be done. And also on tomorrow, we are having our Thanksgiving lunch at work. So once I get the cakes in the oven, I'm going to use the pie filling that we had left over, and I'm going to make a sweet potato pie. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I want to sort of make it easier to see your comments. So I'm going to open up another page. I have 2 Facebook accounts, so I want to be able to see, you know, what is going on. That way I'll be able to recognize you a little bit better. So let me get this set up. Make sure that it's working properly. All right, and I don't see, for some reason, the video. Okay, there we go. Maybe I have to turn it this way. All right, so thank you all again for joining. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. There are some things I want to do beforehand. I want to go ahead and sift the flour for the cake and also for the pie crust. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And sifting is very quick. I always like to use my little colander. So I'm gonna put the colander in the bowl here and just pour the flour in. And we're going to sift it, and it takes no time at all. And I hope you all have had a good day on today. All right, so I'm going to set this aside for the cake. And I'm going to do the same thing for the pie crust. So we're just trying to shorten things up a little bit. All right, so we got this sifting done. I'm going to set this on the bite counter, so when we get ready for it, it'll be available. Hi, Trina. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Lee. And we're also going to go ahead and prepare our icing for the red velvet cake. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. That way it'll stiffen up a little bit. And to make the icing for the red velvet cake, I put it in 16 ounces of cream cheese. And tonight I'm going to use sour cream. You know, when you go to the store, you get home, it's like, oh, I forgot the butter. Again, I forgot to get some more butter. So I'm going to use 16 ounces of sour cream, which will still work very well. You can always improvise with the different recipes. And actually, that's how they have great dishes come about, using different items that you have in your kitchen. So we're going to put sour cream. So we're going to mix this up together really well. And thank you all for joining again. And I do apologize for that blooper. So on live TV, you will have some type of blooper. So we're going to get this all mixed up. Excuse me. I still have that nagging cough. And I'm going to add also a tablespoon, well, a teaspoon of vanilla. Vanilla always adds additional flavor to desserts. Hi, Ella. So I'm going to mix that in. Okay, now I'm going to put in 4 cups of powdered sugar. How you doing, Lee? So I'm going to put a little at a time. Make sure it mixes well. Y'all, please excuse me. I have no idea what's going on with my voice at times. All right, so I'm going to put the rest of the sugar, and I'm going to use the blender to help blend it in a little bit better. Hi, Winnie. Thank you again, Winnie. I guess Winnie was pretty shocked. She said, no butter. What kind of red velvet cake is that? Or what kind of cake is that? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the blender here. Give me a little power. All right, Lisa, he's doing good. All right, and I know you can't really hear me talking right now, so I'll wait just a little bit. All right, so I think that's pretty good. We want to make sure it's nice and creamy. I'm gonna. Okay. So I'm just gonna scrape the sides to make sure we get all the goodness from around the sides and mix that in. Okay, now I'm gonna place the icing in the refrigerator. Okay, I'm gonna also go ahead and grease our cake pans with the pan. And with this pan, you don't need to do the oil in the flour. It's all in one. Hi, Brittany. So I'm going to use my hands like I did last night, or the Sunday night. Make sure we get all the crevices in the pan here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set these aside as well. Let me wash my hands. All right, I'm going to wash the blender here. I need to use these. So this month is November, And November is Movember. That's November with an M. And what that is guys allow their mustaches to grow to bring awareness to men's health issues. I went to visit out to Texas a couple years ago, and I noticed that my brother Michael was allowing his mustache to grow. So I'm like, you know, what's up? And he was letting me know that he was participating in Movember. Sort of like breast cancer awareness, Movember is awareness for men's health issues. So encourage your husbands and your friends, can't get that in, to participate in Movember. And this isn't right. Another blooper. I guess that's in right. I don't think it really matters. There we go. All right, there we go. So ladies, encourage your husbands and your friends and everybody and all the men in your life to participate in Movember. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the cake. Let me get the bowl here. All right, so you wonder where the butter is? Here's the butter right here. It was so funny. We were like, well, what happened? You know, why is that butter sitting there? So we're gonna go ahead and add a cup and a half of butter. We got it this time, Winnie. Excuse me. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of Miracle Whip. The Miracle Whip actually helps the cakes a little bit more, keep them moist. I love to add the Miracle Whip to my different desserts, my baking desserts. And we're gonna add 2 cups of sugar. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and blend this together. We want it nice and fluffy. All right, so we're gonna stop there. And it was sort of funny the other night when we were putting the cakes in the oven. I was like, something just isn't right. Something doesn't look right. It didn't feel right. All right, so we got our butter, our sugar, and our Miracle Whip. Now I'm going to make a paste out of the cocoa butter and the food coloring and the vinegar. Then we're going to blend it in with the other ingredients. And we do this, it helps it when you're trying to mix cocoa powder in. Let me get another spoon, or a smaller spoon. Oh. We're going to add the food coloring in. So I want a really nice, try and make it dark. I like dark colored red velvet cakes. So we're gonna make like a paste. Ooh. I'm gonna add the vinegar. So have it blend a little bit better. Hi Calandra, hi Katie, hi Tanya. Tanya, tell Michael I was talking about him. You have to go back and look at the video. All right, so I'm gonna add some more food coloring. There we go. Put this lid on so it won't get on my counter. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give this a little bit more time here. It's coming together. I think it'll still blend okay. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the mixture. And again, this is the food coloring, the cocoa powder, and vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and blend it together. Okay, now I'm going to add some vanilla. Just lean that there. Hi, Jacqueline. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 eggs, and the eggs need to be room temperature. Go ahead and all at once. Whoop. All right, we're going to blend this together. And I had a stir to tell y'all when it's a little bit more quiet, or just a little bit. All right, so let me scrape my sides here. Scraping down a little bit. Better than it did the other night. All right, so now we're going to add a cup of buttermilk, and we're going to add the flour. So we're going to rotate and add in the 2. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of the flour. All right, I'm going to also go ahead and add some of the buttermilk. So I'm going to add just a little. And I have already preheated the oven. I'm going to add some more flour. Mix that in. All right. I'm going to add some more buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the buttermilk. Then I'll add the remaining flour. So let me scrape these sides a little bit. Trying to slow it down so it won't splatter everywhere. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and add the batter to the pan. Let me clean this up just a little bit. All right, so I was going to tell you all, it was sort of funny the other day. Excuse me. Where's my little spatula thing? Oh, here it is. I was talking to my niece, and she was talking to a friend of hers. Hi, Robin. Hi, Lee. She was talking to a friend of hers, and they were on FaceTime. And the friend was saying how Alexis looks like her. And of course, Aubrey, she wanted to know who she looked like. So Sabrina told her that she looked like me. So she says that Aubrey just started crying. And she was like, well, why are you crying? She says, Auntie Sharon is chunky. So she's like, well, she's pretty. She said, but Auntie Sharon is chunky. So I'm glad she didn't call me ugly. I'll accept the chunky. The things kids say. That was kind of funny. But I love her dearly. All right, so put the rest of the batter in. You see it's a very different consistency than what it was the other night. We're going to let these bake for about 30 minutes in the oven. Put this back here. So we're going to spread this around to make sure it covers the entire pan. Then we'll shake it because you want to get the bubbles out. Hello, EK May. Hi, Elobia. So if you have a favorite dessert, list your favorite dessert in the comment box. List your favorite dessert in the comment box so I can see what you all like. All right, so we're almost done with this. I think I'm going to give this a little taste here. It looks good. I like tasting things. Good. There's a portion to eat all of it. So to give it a shake there, make sure it's all covered. All the little pocket holes are in. We want to cook even. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven for 30 minutes. Set the timer. All right, so let me wash up my hands. All right, so now we're going to make the crust for the sweet potato pie. Remember that I mentioned that we're having our Thanksgiving luncheon at work tomorrow. I guess you all might say, y'all sure eat a lot on that job. We like to eat. We'll find anything to celebrate. All right, so let me move these things out the way here. Clean up my workstation. Winnie yellow cake mix with chocolate icing. What is that? Yellow cake mix. Oh, that's your favorite. Yellow cake mix with chocolate icing. All right, so that's Winnie's favorite. So what are your favorites? Name your favorite. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the crust. And put the flour in. Let me get the butter. And since I'm only making one pie tonight, I'm just gonna use 1 stick of butter. And it's about a cup and a quarter of flour. So we're gonna go ahead and chop this up into smaller pieces. Okay, someone said they think the camera should be closer. We'll try that for our next presentation. I've been trying to figure out what way is best to present. So let me go ahead and cut this up so I can get moving with it. All right. And you want to make sure you chop them in small pieces. Can y'all see that? Chop it up into small pieces. Because you really want the butter to blend in. Hi, Rosalind. And I'm not going to try and do it all cute tonight. Just want to make sure you get it chopped. Hi, Robin. But I will work on the camera position. And I want to thank my brother, Michael. He's been also giving me some suggestions. I have put some into play, and thank you so much, Michael, for all of your suggestions, and I really appreciate it. He's a cameraman. He loves to take photos, so thank you very much, Michael. I really appreciate it. Is anybody else listed there? Dessert? No? I'll be on the lookout for it. So next week is November. Have you all listed out your menu, what you're going to serve your family, what you're going to cook or bake? If you bake anything, let us know. Let us know how it tastes. Robin says, I'm doing the Elizabeth Hines tonight. The Elizabeth Hines. All right, we're almost finished. I don't want to cut my finger here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the butter into the bowl here. I'm going to get my water out of the refrigerator. We want to add chilled water. Now I'm going to take a sip of water myself. Lemon pound cake with heavy lemon drizzle. All right, Robin, that's yours. Let's see if I see any more. Oh, banana cake. Lee loves banana cake. I don't think I've ever made a banana cake before. Key lime cake, Elovia. All right, so I want to hear from the others of you. So we're going to go ahead and put a little water in. I'm going to use my hands to mix this up. Make a nice crust for the sweet potato pie. And that sweet potato pie was really good. I loved it. It was really, really good. I haven't gotten word on the, I think the person who I made the egg custard pie just got it today. And I'm not a big fan of egg custard, but my brother-in-law wanted an egg custard pie, so I made one for him. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the counter. Let me flour the counter with some extra flour here. That way it won't stick to the counter. I'm going to get my rolling pin. I'm going to flour this as well. So let me just put that right there. Get this out of the way. Woo. So I'm going to make sure you got it nice and covered. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and put the dough here. At least I won't have as many dishes to wash tonight as I did the other night. So we're just gonna knead it for about 4 to 6 minutes. May not need that long. I may add a little bit more water. And sometimes you can tell as you're going along, you may need to add a little bit more of this or that. So I'm just gonna put a sprinkle of water on it. All right, now we're moving. And don't forget, if you just joined, make sure you go out to Baking with Sharon page. That way you can find the recipes easily. And also the demonstration videos. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and knead this with the rolling pin. Add a little bit more flour. It's good to keep the flour right next to you. Just sprinkle it a little bit. And go ahead and roll this out. And we will have a special guest on Sunday. I'm just waiting on confirmation. Excuse me a minute. So once I get the confirmation of the special guest, I'll send out an announcement. And as always, if you want to be a special guest, just let me know and we'll make some arrangements. And add some more flour. I remember when oh, Brittany, don't mind me talking about her. She's my niece from Texas. I used to love when they would come for the summers to visit. We would get in the kitchen and bake something. Those were special moments. Brittany is all grown now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try and put this in the pie pan. So I'm gonna roll this up with the, uh-oh, I need to put some more. Yeah, I need to put some more flour on there. I need to get some more flour out of the refrigerator there. Yes, you can use this crust for peach cobbler. So I didn't follow my own instruction. I didn't put enough flour down. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a pan. And that is this here. I'll have to clean the bottom of it when we, ooh. There we go. So you want to make sure you spread it out. So to start from the middle, try not to waste too much of your time here. Just make sure the bottom is covered, the sides are covered. All right, any more desserts out there? Hi, Shirley. All right, so it's coming together. And the pie crust that we made the other night was yummy as well. All right, so we got the pie crust in. Let me wash my hands. I still think I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. I'm gonna wash my hands right quick. All right. Okay, I'm gonna sit the pie crust aside just for a moment here. Let me clean all this up. See, I made a really big mess. All right. All right, so that's clean. Let me get this flour right quick. Excuse me. I just want to sort of press it down a little bit more. And it's a little sticky, which this is okay. Because the flour is going to work itself into the batter. We have about 18 more minutes on the cakes. So what I may do is come back and show you what the final product looks like after I let them, because they're going to have to cool down just a little bit in the oven. Hi Kenzan, hi Valerie. And for those of you who are just joining, this is the Red Velvet Cake Redemption. I told how earlier on Sunday, for some reason or somehow we left out the butter. But I'm also making a sweet potato pie. I'm using the remainder of the filling that we had left over from Sunday for our Thanksgiving luncheon at work tomorrow. All right, so we got the pie crust in. I'll wash my hands again. I just want to show you how it should have been done. I think we had trying to give the instructions to the boys, and not boys, don't tell them I call them boys, to my brothers, the men. Somehow we forgot it. All right. So I'm going to sit that aside just for a moment. And this is the pie filling that was left over from the other night. And I'm just going to add a little milk to help loosen it up just a little bit. But I'm still going to bake the pie crust for about 10 minutes or so before we put the filling in. Because you want to make sure that the pie crust is baked all the way through. You don't want to serve raw pie crust. Hi Carl, hi Diane, or Diana. All right, so this is ready to go. I know we still have a few minutes on the red velvet cake. So let me see if anybody else has listed their favorite dessert. So if you have joined, list your favorite dessert in the comment box, so we can see what you like. We've had some really good choices here. So just take a moment to go ahead and do that, and also don't forget to go out to Baking with Sharon page. Make sure you like that page. And that way it'll be easier for you to come across the recipes and also the video demonstrations. And excuse me one second again. For those of you who live in the Gainesville area, if you are available on December 1st, the Georgia Watch Charity Foundation, we are having our Daddy-Daughter Gala. And it's going to be at the Martin Luther King Center, 4 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. So come out and join us. And just let us know if you would like to join us on that evening. It's going to be a very special event. And this is a foundation that I actually made in honor of my father. This year makes 7 years that he would have passed away. So I wanted to do something special, and I created the foundation in his name. And the purpose of the foundation is to have community events and also teach life classes such as this one to help prepare everybody for their, to prepare people for everyday life, for their everyday lives. So that was one of the purposes of the foundation. So come on out and join us again on December 1st, 4 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Martin Luther King Center. So let me check to see how much time. We still have about 13 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back, and once the cake's finished cooling down, I'm going to come back and then I'll present what the very cake looks like. Thank you. I just want to give you the proper instructions on how to do it. So thank you all for joining, and don't forget to go out to Baking with Sharon page. Thank you, and I'll talk with you soon.